Hey, perverts and degenerates, welcome back to Balderdash Academy. We're going to finish off the night the way we always do with Sex With Me, which sounds kind of creepy when I say it like that, but first...
Balderdash Academy, competitive comedy. Good for your health like a yearly colonoscopy. Bring a flask, don't forget your hall pass. If you need a laugh, let me introduce the school staff. Marie Stewart Harmon teaches home economics. See her after class for some home brewed tonics. Sex with me is like Nate Green, cause finishing on top is his normal routine. Coach Steve brings the show's sports knowledge, but he's bad at portmanteaus cause he didn't go to college. Paulie McGill spits words like an Uzi. She wins every game but can't name a single movie. They call him Brady Hunt, the theater guru. He'll always almost win like deja vu. Carla Rose Dubois, you better watch your back. She's notoriously known for teaching music facts. And Bob LeBlanc gets no disrespect. Don't talk back, cause he's technically correct. Yes, let's go. Balderdash Academy, baby. Alright, sit down, class is starting.
Welcome back. So we're going to start by pulling a topic, and then we're going to tell you how Sex With Us is like that topic. Now, you can get into the fun by submitting your own topics. If you do so, and your topic is used, you will have a chance to win something special from our store. So, the first topic, if you want to enter, link is in the description. The first topic is from Chris P. Real name, not last name. Chris, he has a real last name. From Essex in the UK. And his topic is the Titanic. He gave an example. Sex with me is like the Titanic. I go down well.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. Everyone's scared.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. I always have a band playing when going down.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. I can't seem to find the lost family jewel.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. You gotta watch out for the screws as I go under.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. It takes 84 years.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. It's never a good idea to go faster.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. James Cameron is obsessed with it.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. It is a blockbuster hit.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. Don't let go, Rose or Jack. I don't know, but I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. Too many people in our population could not tell if it was a real story.
Sex with me. Oh, go ahead. Sex with me is like the Titanic. When you go down, there's usually sad violin music playing.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. When you watch it again, you realize that the stars have changed, and probably the first one was a fever dream.
Sex with me is like the Titanic, narrated by an elderly woman.
That's gross. Sex with me is like the Titanic. It goes on forever, and halfway in between, you gotta miss part of it because you got a bathroom break.
Sex with me is like the Titanic, near, far, wherever we are. My heart will go on.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. The smokestack is going to collapse before you get there.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. For some reason, Billy Zane is there.
Ooh, spicy.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. People usually run for the rear and hang on for dear life.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. You feel like you're in an ice bath after? You want to take an ice bath after?
Yes.
I don't know.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. You have to be plowed by an iceberg before you go down.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. In approximately 60 to 80 years, people will be telling grand stories about it.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. You'll be fervently tapping SOS.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. There's a lot of baggage on board.
Sex with me is like the Titanic. Women come first.
Yes!
Little dinghies.
All right. I think that takes us to our next topic.
Yeah.
No, not that.
I just went through
no.
that.
Sorry.
Thank you, Crispy.
So, our next topic is from Dana H. in Chicago, Orland Park.
Yes,
So-
my friend.
Yes.
We have a triple threat here. She actually gave
Ooh.
3 suggestions. We'll start with number 1. Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. It's supposed to be fun, but everyone dies at the end.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. It's usually just me and a soliloquy.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. Wait, I forgot what I was going to say because that was so funny, Nate.
With Shakespeare, that's usually what happens with me too. I forget what I'm supposed to say.
Sorry. Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. It's a comedy of errors.
There we go.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. You expect a Midsummer Night's Dream, but it ends up being a Tempest.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play because I'm always saying, "Oh, I know you," as I'm holding up a bone.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. It usually doesn't happen until 12th night.
Good.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. I fall asleep halfway through Two Gentlemen from Verona.
Wow. Sex
Verona's
with
a
me,
nice town.
a Shakespeare play, because you will be, yep, nailed it. Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play because you will exit pursued by a bear.
With any luck.
That's my Bumble profile, just that.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. I know I didn't do a very good job if rotten fruit is thrown after.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. I'm delivering this like a Shatner or something.
Iambic pentameter. Yeah.
Because right, because it's on a tilted round.
Yeah, you're very close to what I was going to say, which is sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. It's done in the round.
There we go.
That's
There you go.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. It was the only entertainment during the pandemic.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. A lot of people are afraid of it.
Yeah.
Sex with me
They
is
just
like
don't get it.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. The language is archaic, but totally worth it.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. Everybody claims they like it, but nobody comes.
sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. You'll be yelling, "Get thee to a nunnery."
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play recently redone and released on HBO Max with Will Smith.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. You would think that you actually said Macbeth beforehand.
Sex with me is like a Shakespeare play. The entire plot's about trying to rub out the spot.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Desty.
I was looking for something there. Yeah.
All right, her next topic is a computer. Sex with me is like a computer. Sex with me is like a computer. If it's not working, just try to turn it on.
Sex with me is like a computer. You just have to hit the right button first.
Sex with me is like a computer. There's lots of RAM involved.
Sex with me is like a computer. I can never figure out what goes in and what's coming out, and how many I want and how many I need.
Sex with me is like a computer. It does not work right if there's a window open.
Sex with me is like a computer. Usually afterwards, there's a memory dump.
I'm just going to enjoy the rest of this game because my family just walked in.
Yeah, my daughter walked through here just a few minutes ago. This is great.
Oh, man.
It's educational.
It is.
This is my job I do on YouTube. Leave me alone.
It's spicy, okay?
I don't get paid for this.
Sex with me is like a computer, super fast.
Sex with me is like a computer. Nobody understands how it's done. How it works. Nobody knows. Zeros
Sex
and
with me is like a computer. I'll get the update, but then things don't work for a little while until you work out the kinks.
Sex with me is like a computer. I don't want to say it, but
Say it.
you can put stuff in multiple ports at the same time.
Yes, I have multiple right now.
Multiple ports, everybody.
Multiple ports.
There's all the ports.
Look at that stick there, Nate.
Thank you. Sex with me is like a computer. Look at that stick.
Look at that stick there.
How about it's like a computer? Return to the Mac.
Oh. No, it's like a computer.
Said a mom with kids around.
Right.
Sex with me is like a computer. Sometimes you get a floppy disk.
Back in the day.
All right, I don't know if this is going to work. Sex with me is like a computer. We've upgraded from hard drives to SSD, single solid state drives. I don't know.
Totally worked. Totally worked.
Cloud.
It's like a computer because it sounds like this.
Mom, don't pick up the phone.
Sex with me is like a computer, easily transportable. You just pick me up and take me where you want to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, computers
Sex
now.
with me like a computer. Laptop.
Laptop.
Sex with me is like a computer, easily hacked in Fargo. Yeah.
Sex with me is like a computer. You got to be careful. You'll catch a virus.
Wow.
Yeah, good.
Happy
Nice.
VD, everybody.
Sex with me is like a computer. You have to back it up frequently.
Sex with me is like a computer because I will turn you into a PC person post cuddle.
Oh, I love that.
I don't know what Bumble is, but is that on there too?
It will be.
All right. The next topic that Dana suggested was a Nickelback concert.
Ugh.
Sex with me is like a Nickelback concert.
Have I been at a Nickelback concert? When you look at me, makes me laugh.
What?
Sex with me is like a Nickelback concert. A lot of people give it a lot of flack, but I'm sure if you just try it once, you might be surprised and you might like it.
How about this? Sex with me is like a Nickelback concert. People love it, but no one admits that they do.
Sex with me is like a Nickelback concert. A lot of Ed Hardy clothes end up around.
Sex with me is like a Nickelback concert because I didn't know anything about it for a long time.
Me too. The first thing I knew about sex with me is like a Nickelback concert. My husband refuses. Also, Dave Matthews Band also refuses there.
Well, yeah.
Sex with me is like a Nickelback concert. It's usually good if people cover it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't think of a single Nickelback song other than the one Carla Rose did.
There's something about like rock. I want to
more?
be a rock star or something like that.
Sex with me is like a Nickelback concert, just a really big inside joke.
Yeah.
I'm just
It's like a
Everyone laughs.
Nickelback. I'm really nervous right here. I'm sorry. It's like a Nickelback. The Lincoln Memorial. Isn't that on the back of a nickel, or am I wrong?
No, I think you're right.
Sex with me is like a Nickelback concert. It once came in a Starbucks.
Wow. Wow.
How about another topic?
I think that's the one joke. That's it. We found it. We found the Sex with Me Nickelback joke, Bob. You did it.
We have another one from Chicago. This is from DC, who is a brilliant playwright. So DC says a fully articulated action figure, which is ironic because he runs a toy store in downtown Chicago. So
A fully articulated action character?
fully articulated
Action figure.
Yeah.
Action figure.
Sex with me is like a fully articulated action figure. The world changed when I discovered Kung Fu Grip.
Wow. Sex with me is like a highly articulated action figure. I've got all the moves.
Sex with me is like a fully articulated action figure. It's kind of like a doll, but there's a little bit more movement.
Like a fully articulated doll. It's fun because you can pop the arms and legs right off.
Sex with me is like a fully articulated action figure. There's no soul.
Ooh. Sex with me is like a fully articulated action figure. It was big in the 80s.
Sex with me is like a fully articulated action figure. It comes wrapped in plastic.
Sex with me is like a fully articulated action figure. It's fun when you get it, but it quickly loses its appeal.
Sex with me is like a fully articulated action figure. You got to get into the box first.
Oh.
Sex with me is like a fully articulated action figure. It appreciates with age.
Oh, yeah, girl, yeah!
All right. Our last one to close us out is Pat from Barrington, Rhode Island with Sandbox. Sex with me is like a sandbox.
Sex with me is like a sandbox. Everybody's had their hands in it. One point or another.
Sex with me is like a sandbox. I prefer a lot of play.
Sex with me is like a sandbox. It's, better with a little pail.
Wow.
It's better with a little pail.
Sex with me is like a sandbox because it just gets weird when it goes between your toes.
Sex with me is like a sandbox. I prefer it with toys.
Yeah.
Sex with me is like a sandbox. You gotta shake your shorts out when we're done.
Never been like a cat box because for some reasons cats like to hang around it.
Sex with me is like a sandbox. You gotta cover it up when you're done, or else things are gonna get really gross.
Yes. Sex with me is like a sandbox. There's only enough room in there at a time for amount of people.
Yeah.
Sex with me is like a sandbox full of earwigs.
You need the Yorkin man.
Happy BD, everybody.
Sex with me is like a sandbox. I don't like sharing. Ew.
And just the obvious, sex with me is like a sandbox, dirty AF.
Yep. Yep.
It's a sandy box.
Okay, that takes us out.
Dirty AF.
We have been Balderdash Academy with our visiting professor, Alisa Rosenthal. You can find all of Alisa's information in the description down below. Check her out online. You can listen and buy her music online and follow her social media feeds. I have been your headmaster, Bob LeBlanc, our professor of home ec and wellness, Marie Stewart Harmon.
Yes, that's me. Nothing witty to say here in this moment.
Our professor of STEAM, Nate Green.
Oh, that's my name now. That's me now. I'm the Nate Green.
Our professor of English language arts, Molly McGill.
You're always welcome to come and play in my box.
Ooh!
Once again, our visiting professor, Alisa Rosenthal.
That's my name.
Thank you. Yeah. And our reigning champion, her first win on Balderdash Academy, professor of music theory, Carla Rose Dubois.
Yeah, CRD!
Thank you guys. I'm excited. I'm gonna have my spring.
Have a good night. We'll see you later.
Spicy. Degenerates and perverts.
So remember to like and subscribe to the video. Also remember that we have options available if you'd like to support the show directly. You can show your school pride with merch from our store. We're also doing live shows, either live improv comedy, game shows, custom experiences. You can find all that online at balderdashacademy.com. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Go Dashers!
Go Dashers!
1, 2, 3.
Go Dashers!